Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to start this video off by saying do not repeat my actions in this video. I could have gotten severely injured in this video. Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, comment any feedback you got, and I hope you enjoy the video. So as you can tell by the title, this one's a bit crazier than the other ones. I was thinking like all day. I'm just like, what story should I make for today's video? What story should I do? What story? And I'm just like, my brain was drawing a blank. I've been sitting at my desk for like 20 minutes trying to think of an idea, and my brain finally thought of one, and it's actually a pretty good fucking story that I genuinely forgot about until now. But yeah, again, do not repeat any of my actions. This could have gotten me pretty injured if, it wasn't the exact circumstances that it was, right? So this story time takes place, I'm, I was probably 7 years old, I'd say, no older than 8. So I was like 7.5 years old, I'd say. I was living in Florida with my grandma because my mom we was on hard times, right? It was a struggle, so we was living with my grandma, my mom's mom. And that's important to the story because my uncle, my mom's brother, is one of the main people involved in the story time. So this story time, it all starts out as a normal day for 7-year-old me. I woke up, like I said, it was summer at the time. I didn't have like a console or a computer or anything like that. I had a Nintendo DS, right? And that was the shit to me back then, all right? I loved that thing. I had Lego Marvel superheroes for it. I had a couple Lego Batman games. I had Lego Indiana Jones that I got from this lady at a women and children's shelter that we stayed at when I was younger. Shouts out to her, bro. You're a fucking G, bro. You dead ass, like she was my best friend when I was that age. But anyways, and so yeah, I woke up, I had that shit on the bed right next to me, waiting for me to fucking wake up. I wake up, grab it, and I start playing, bro. I believe I was playing Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 because my grandma had just gotten that game for me not that long ago, or just after this story. Um, but I remember I'm playing, my DS, and I'm just waiting for people to wake up. Cause younger me, I would wake up at the ass crack of fucking dawn, bro. I would wake up fucking 5:30 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I would wake up early as fuck before anybody else. And I was never able to just fall back asleep. So I would just sit there and I would just fuck around on my DS. And so couple hours goes by, my mom wakes up, my brothers are waking up, my grandma's waking up, everybody's waking up in the house, right? And so we're finally able to get up and start the day. Get up, eat breakfast, get dressed, whatever we got to do that morning. And then it's kind of, for us kids, it's just fuck around all day and do nothing. Same for my uncle. We're gonna call him Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob, all right? And so Uncle Bob, he wasn't even 18 yet, right? Uncle Bob, he was still in high school or middle school at the time. I don't quite remember, but he was young. He's my youngest uncle, as far as I know. And so he's also just home all day because he's also on summer break. And so he's like, "Hey," he comes up to me and my oldest brother, and he's like, "You guys want to come with me to the starfruit field?" And we're like, "What's that?" Well, I was like, "What's that?" My older brother had gone with him there before. And so they explained to me, it's like, "Oh, it's this field. There's some woods we can go play around in." And there's starfruit trees there. If you've never seen starfruit before, I'll try to put a picture up on screen. If I remember, don't hold me to it. If I don't remember, don't hold me to it. Um, but and so I'm like, let me ask mom. So I'm like, can I go with Uncle Bob and uh brother Jimmy? Yeah, that's what we're gonna call him, Jimmy. Can I go with Uncle Bob and Jimmy to the starfruit field? And she's like, yeah, sure. I don't see why not. Did they invite you? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, all right, I don't see why not. Let me just, go double check with them, make sure it's okay. And I'm like, all right. And so then she came back to me. She's like, yep, just, get like fully dressed, put shoes on and everything, and then you're good to go. And so I did, and we departed off to the starfruit field. And so the starfruit fields, they weren't very far. They were maybe 2 to 5 streets away from our house. More than two. I'd say at least 5 streets away from the house. So it wasn't a long walk. And so the three of us, we start walking out to the starfruit fields. And what I was told was we were just gonna go there, steal a couple star fruits. I mean, because it wasn't our property. We technically weren't supposed to be there, but nobody around there, as far as we knew, didn't give a fuck. And so we're just we get there, and at right in front of us when you get there is the star fruit. And so we steal a couple star fruit, and then Uncle Bob and Jimmy are like, all right, now come on, we're gonna go to the fort. And I'm like, the what? And they're like, the fort, come on, we'll show you. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. I didn't say that out loud. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Cause like I'm a little kid, bro. I'm just, I'm still innocent at that time. I'm still just an innocent little kid, man. And so I'm just like, all right, that sounds awesome. A fort in the woods with people older than me. Awesome. That's just, that's how like all little kids think, bro. If you say otherwise, then you're wrong and you don't have many brain cells. Anyways, back to it. And so they take me like at first it's like hard to get into the woods, but then it opens up to like a trail, and they're like, come on. And they lead me through the woods, and like through the trail to this spot where there's like a fallen tree and like a bunch of sticks and fucking branches and leaves and shit just leaned up on this fallen tree to make kind of like a little like hut area sort of. And there's machetes and knives and shit there, and I'm like, ooh, are those yours? And they're like, yeah, but don't tell your mom or your grandma, because they're gonna get mad. And I'm like, oh, okay, I won't, because I'm just like, I don't want to, I want to be able to hang out with y'all. I'm not gonna say nothing. And so we're hanging out there. We're eating the fucking star fruit. We're not even eating it, right? We're just biting into it and sucking out the juice, right? Because they told me that you can't actually eat the star fruit, that you can only drink the juice. And I don't know if that's true. That doesn't make sense in the first place. And so I don't know. But, and so that's what we're doing. And we're hanging out there. And then all of a sudden, we hear just this loud ass fucking boom, and it sounded like a gunshot. Like looking back on it now, I'm pretty sure it was a gunshot. I'm not 100% sure. I can't prove anything, but it sounded like it. There wasn't really fireworks around there, especially around the time, especially like around that time, because it wasn't like 4th of July time. And so they're just my brother and my Uncle Bob are just like, what the fuck was that? And they, start looking around, and they're just like, oh, I don't know. And then Uncle Bob, he's like, hey, wait, look at this. And so where we were in the woods, we were close to like the end of the woods, like to exiting the woods and then coming out into this field. Which then went to what looked like grain silos, but I'm not 100% sure what they were, because I was a little kid and I don't, perfectly remember it. But, and so we're just looking and we see people out there. Like we see people way over at the grain silos and shit. And then we're just, sitting there watching them. And then we go back to doing whatever we were doing, just, fucking around, climbing around on fucking trees, playing in the fort. And then I'm up on this like little like I'm on the fort, right? On the fallen tree. I'm walking up that, and then I see movement to my left. I remember this very vividly. This part was fucking terrifying to me. I see movement to my left, and I can tell immediately just by looking at it, it's not a fucking animal. That is a human being, right? And so I look immediately. My eyes lock onto that, and he's like, hey, what are y'all doing? And then my uncle, he just snatches me down, and we take off fucking running. He sets me down. He's like, run, go fuck, run, run, run. And so we're fucking hauling ass, bro. My little fucking 7-year-old ass is running as fast as I can. I'm hauling ass, bro. And so it's with us sprinting, it took us probably a good 2 minutes to get to where we could see the exit of the woods, to where we could like start to see where, we need to get out at. And so while we're doing that, we start to hear fucking behind us. And my uncle, he's just like, what the fuck is that? Come on, come on, come on. Just trying to get me to move faster because like I'm small, I can't move that fast, but he also can't move fast holding me, right? Because like he's a fucking teenager. He's not, you know. And so he's just like, come on, come on, come on. And so we're fucking booking it, trying to get out of these woods and just back onto the street and home as fast as we fucking can, right? Because this guy, he's yelling at us, right? We don't know what he wants. Like, we're scared. And so we're hauling ass, and we break out of the fucking tree line, right? We get out of the fucking trees. We step maybe, I'd say 5 feet out of the trees. And Uncle Cameron's like, hey, down here, down here. The spot that we had exited at was like, you know how with like a ditch, I'll try to put a picture up on screen if I remember once again. But like how like with a ditch they got that spot where like cars can drive over it. It was a spot like that with a big ass like drainage pipe underneath. And he's like, down here, trying to get us to come down there, bro. And right, he gets my brother down there, and then he kind of hops down there and reaches up to like grab me when all of a sudden like uh I fuck, bro. I forgot to mention this. The boo sound is just getting louder and closer constantly, right? And then all of a sudden, this guy on a fucking dirt bike just breaks the fucking tree line, and is just like, I'm just like little 7-year-old me is like, stop! Just like I scream, bro. Dude, I did not like the way my voice sounded there, bro. I'm leaving that in, bro. Why not? And so I scream, bro. I'm just like, I'm scared. Like I'm literally shaking in terror, bro. I just scream, stop. And I stick my arms out like I'm trying to use the force on him or some shit. And so he stops the bike right there. And then my uncle, he kind of hops up and he's like, well, dude, we were just walking around. And the guy, he takes his helmet off. And he's like, wait, I go to school with you. And he looks at my uncle and he's like, my uncle's like, what? And he takes his helmet off. He's like, we have a couple classes together, dude. And my uncle's like, holy shit, we do, man. He's like, yeah, we were just walking around. Like, I swear, bro, we were just looking around. He's like, bro, my family told me to fucking shoot you guys. And we're just like, what? Like, I heard that. And my uncle's just like, what? Like, bro, thank you for not doing that. Like, I'm sorry. We won't come back. Like, please just like, we were just walking around. I'm sorry. He's like, bro, I'm not, bro. I'll tell him, like, I didn't find you guys, but like, don't come back here. Like, they don't fuck around. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there, like, I'm so in shock that I can't speak. I'm so scared. I'm sitting there, I'm shaking, like I'm crying. I'm just so fucking scared. And my brother, he like came up and he's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, you're fine. Just trying to like calm me down. And he's like, all right, well, you guys, you got to go before they come up here or they call the cops or something. Like, you got to go. And my uncle's like, all right, we're going. And so, we leave. They grab me and they're like, come on, and they get me out to the street, and then we're walking, and they're like, look, and they look at me. They stop. They're like, look, AJ, you cannot tell mom or grandma about this. Do you understand? Okay, you cannot tell them at all, ever. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, I won't. Cause like, I'm scared. I think something bad will happen if I tell them. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know? And to this day, I never told her. My brother has probably told her about this, but I never personally told her. And I just remember, like, I was so fucking scared, dude. I remember the pure terror. Like, I felt like my bones were literally shaking inside of me. And I just, like, I would not wish that feeling upon my worst fucking enemy, bro. I don't think any person in the world should ever have to feel that kind of terror, bro. That shit was horrible. Um, and that is where the story comes to an end. Cause after like, I'm like, okay, I won't tell nobody. They're like, all right, we're gonna walk around a little bit, you know, kind of like relax, calm down and shit. And I'm just like, all right. And so that's what we did. We walked around a little bit. We slowly walked back towards the house until I was like, all right, I'm calm. I can go home now. And they're like, all right, you promise you're not gonna say anything? Cause if you do, we'll all get in trouble. And I'm like, I promise. And I kept my promise, man. And so we get back to the house and everything's normal. Nobody has any clue that that went on besides the three of us. And I mean, that shit was still scary, but like, I was like, I'm okay. You know, it happened. I'm fine though. Everything's gonna be okay. And I just relaxed and I kind of forgot about it. You know, I went back to probably playing my DS or some shit. Um, and I forgot about it until today, bro. I was just sitting there at work, and can't think of nothing, can't think of nothing. Get home, still can't think of nothing, can't think of nothing. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm just like, oh, there's an idea, and boom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My bad, my head's just like all over the place once again. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try and get like more sleep tonight or some shit. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my other fucking channels, not channels, my other platforms. They'll be in the description. Join the Discord. Um, yeah, that's everything. Turn on notifications, that too. Um, yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I hope you have had a good day, and I will see you guys all tomorrow with day 5. Peace.